there's no right or wrong when you're drawing. You can use simple materials like a biro or a pencil. Even with the biro, you can make some really thick lines. You can make soft lines. You can make straight lines, curvy lines, broken, all kinds of marks with quite simple things like a biro. You can use charcoal to make softer lines. You can use the charcoal on its side to make areas, shapes, which can suddenly start to form into something perhaps recognizable. There's no such thing really as abstraction and representation in some ways, because anything, even a lot of abstract marks, can make you think of something in real life that you might have seen, remind you of something, whereas everything that you think is very representational is actually always made up of abstract qualities of shape and mark and line and how they're represented. I have no idea what I'm ending up with at the moment. I'm just having a play really with the charcoal, and kind of somehow it's a bit like playing with a bit of clay. You can make shapes sort of gradually start to come out, so that I've ended up with a kind of figure with an arm outstretched, but I didn't know I was going to do that until I started playing around with the charcoal. So you can use any kinds of materials. You could use colours, you can use crayons, you can use ink, whatever you've got at hand really. If you're drawing a figure, sometimes people say that it can be easy to draw a kind of stick figure that can help you to see what basic posture somebody's the figure that you're drawing, what kind of posture. Maybe make this one have arms outstretched or arms out. So you can just think of the basic shape of a figure. So all of a sudden, this figure was maybe standing and now got. So you could use a kind of diagram and then build around it and maybe perhaps start to build it out. Or you can. Sometimes people, when they draw, might start from a detail, perhaps an eye, which can, I'm just working purely from my memory or imagination and making it up really. I'm not observing anything, but it's helpful. But the more you work from observation, the stronger, your memory becomes. So basically, the thing to do is to really enjoy what you're doing, and think about how you're positioning things. So you might want to perhaps have a close-up of somebody's face, maybe even just going off the edge, if that's the edge of the paper. It could even be a huge close-up with, the eyes. Maybe this has become a nose. So it could be really massive, and then perhaps little figures or some small thing, perhaps a house in the distance. So where you position things makes quite a difference. Or you might want perhaps a figure which is in a kind of room-like space, perhaps in the distance. So that'll make a difference to the kind of sense of how we read the image. I often play music when I'm working, so that can be really nice, but really you can work anywhere that you like, and experiment with different kind of materials. This is just happened to have a bit of blue ink around me, and that's can be quite good fun to turn to play with different materials and see what you end up with. So you can work in a special place. You might have a studio or a special table, which is yours, a desk or something, or you can just work in a sketchbook, or you can just work on even scraps of paper. Sometimes artists even work on newspaper or anything that they've got at hand. That can be, really nice to do. So I would really recommend, having a play and just enjoying yourself, and see what you end up with. And you can work from photographs or from observing people around you or observing objects, whatever you wanted to do. Here I've got an old scrap of paper from a drawing that hadn't worked. And outside, I'm looking outside my window at the moment, and I can see a tree outside the window. So I'm kind of actually trying to observe the tree. So and there's kind of bushes around the tree, lots of leaves, and I quite like this bit of red that happened to be on this scrap of paper.